In a small coastal village in southeastern Bali, Suecha, a fisherman, looks forward with optimism to the annual festival he and his people have practiced for many years. In fact, the whole village shares his excitement. For the village in Sirangan, the preparations lead to one thing: the Melasti Festival. The Melasti Festival is a purification ceremony held several days before the start of the Balinese New Year. Every year, it is held to honor the world's waters in recognition of its power. To the Balinese, water has the power to cleanse the world of its impurities. The earth and the people living in it find hope in the purifying power of water. The ceremony calls for all pratima, or sacred objects, to be taken out from the temples and brought to the ocean, where people pray for the purification of their land. They also pray for prosperity for the forthcoming year. Suecha and his family depend on the sea, and every year he prays for the gods' merciful blessings, hoping that this year the seas would be gracious. Faith, culture, and the environment are three inseparable threads in Balinese life. The sea in particular holds a special part in their lives, as it is both a center of secular and religious activities, and is also the primary source of livelihood for the people of the island. This holds true for Suecha. The fishing industry is one of the main industries in Bali. In 1998 alone, fisheries export amounted to $99 million.
I started fishing in 1980. I earn enough just to pay for my children's basic education. Our fishers organization established rules aimed at protecting the sea environment. We also arrange beach cleanup activities and religious ceremonies in our coastal areas.
However, fishing is not the most popular industry in Bali's coastal area. It is tourism. 30% of Bali's gross domestic product comes from tourism. Considered to be one of the best tourist destinations in Asia, the island's numerous white sandy beaches combined with a culture rich with rituals has become a magnet for tourists seeking tropical paradise. The southeastern coast of Bali is the center of marine tourism. Here, tourists enjoy different marine activities such as snorkeling, diving, sunbathing, and water sports.
We are like Bali, and we are here for the sun and beaches, and we like to swim.
It's beautiful beaches, beautiful nature, friendly people, and nice environment.
With its beautiful natural environment and rich culture, Bali is a tropical paradise to be enjoyed for many years to come. But would today and tomorrow's generations enjoy the richness of Bali? Development comes with a price. If left unchecked, it can have potentially disastrous consequences to an island and its people. The extensive use of marine resources has left a telling mark on the southeastern coasts of Bali. To keep up with the demands of a growing economy, infrastructure projects such as reclamation and expansion of Bali's air and seaports are already planned for development. Stakeholders fear that these projects can and will have negative consequences on Bali's mangrove and beach areas. Bali's coral reefs are threatened by destructive fishing practices like dynamite fishing, which has destroyed coral reefs around the island. The illegal practice of cyanide fishing and coral mining are also widespread. Traditions have even led to the killing of endangered sea turtles. Solid waste and wastewater effluents from domestic and municipal sources account for 90% of Bali's waste problems. These wastes are discharged into the very same seas that the Balinese hold in high reverence. Thousands are alarmed, many are concerned, and people are taking action.
Three things are considered in Trihita Karana: harmonious relationship between man and God, man and environment, and man with other people. For coastal areas, Trihita Karana is a basic philosophy to build coastal communities and maintain the environment for their life.
The Trihita Karana philosophy calls for an individual to live one's life in a balanced relationship with the environment, other people, and God. The environmental aspect of that balance is now being threatened, but steps are now being undertaken to restore that balance in accordance with Trihita Karana.
As a result of reclamation and shipping channel dredging, Sanur and Sirangan Island beaches and Benoa Harbor are experiencing erosion and loss of mangroves and coral reefs. Fortunately, the coral reefs are starting to grow.
Bali has become an integrated coastal management demonstration site of the Regional Program on Partnerships in Environmental Management for the Seas of East Asia, or PEMSE, to address environmental and resource management issues.
Integrated Coastal Management, or ICM, has resulted in good impacts in controlling the development in coastal areas. Through ICM, sectoral development and management activities are coordinated, and the occurrence of multiple-use conflicts is avoided or minimized. Cultural, religious, economic, and conservation activities can thus be undertaken in harmony in the coastal areas in Bali.
On June 2, 2002, the Coastal Strategy of Bali Province was formally presented and approved by Balinese stakeholders. The strategy now serves as a guide for achieving sustainable economic development while conserving and protecting coastal and marine resources. The action programs stipulated in the strategy are now being put into effect. Partnerships were forged among the local governments, private sectors, and non-government organizations. Activities such as beach cleanup and tree planting have heightened public awareness. Several community-based organizations like Battera Nusantara is working with the local government in their advocacy for research and monitoring for marine and coastal resources.
Battera Nusantara Foundation is a non-government organization dealing with marine and coastal resource conservation. It has conducted an inventory of coral reefs in fishing sites and implemented a pilot project to demonstrate safe and alternative fishing methods without destroying the coral reefs. It introduced economic development for the local community by establishing PT Battera Lestari, a company owned by local communities.
The partnerships are not only limited to the local Balinese populace. It includes even tourists who share the vision of a healthy environment for the island.
For many years, Bali is known for cultural tourism. Unfortunately, underwater tourism was not famous. It was only recently that people recognized the beauty of coral reefs. However, they also found coral reef damage in some sites due to destructive fishing methods. Thus, divers and dive operators work with the government to tackle this problem.
The tourism sector is doing its share in protecting the marine and coastal environment of Bali. Major hotels in Bali operate their own sewage treatment facilities. The annual Trihita Karana Tourism Award was awarded to Melia Bali Villas and Spas in 2002 for their efforts in conserving the environment.
We understand that by implementing the three principles of Trihita Karana, Melia Bali would be a strong hotel in the future. Being environment-friendly, many guests will feel at home, and we are committed to implement the values of Trihita Karana. This would be Melia Bali's contribution to sustain the culture of Bali.
With their belief in the Trihita Karana philosophy, which calls for a balance between spiritual development, economic growth, and environmental protection, the Balinese continues to live their lives in harmony with God and the environment. In pursuit of this harmony, Partnerships have put in place a management system, with the Balinese playing a key role in addressing the coastal management in the island. Time and a strong commitment to the coastal strategy of Bali are required to achieve the goal of Trihita Karana. The Melasti Festival continues to be celebrated every year. Prayers are offered to the gods. But this year, Suwecha's prayers are more hopeful. The people of Bali are now united in protecting the sea. Before, Suwecha prayed for mercy. Now he prays for wisdom and a prosperous life, with the Balinese sustaining their efforts in protecting the seas.